The hiatus is over, guys. Jujutsu Kaisen is back in action, and we're kicking off the series again with the chapter starting the new mini-arc we're about to go in regarding the Jujutsu High 3rd year, Hakari Kinji. Thank you so much for clicking on the video. I appreciate each and every one of you that's done so. If you like the content, please let me know about it, like, comment, and if you want to see more, subscribe, and let me know that you want to see more of this content. And there's a special place in my heart for each and every one of you that stays to the end of the video. You're my favorite. Don't tell everyone else. As we just saw with the perfect preparation arc, we're going to be in for some insane character development and a lot of story progression that's really leading up and just building the stage around what's going to be another intense and crazy arc. So we start the chapter off and we kind of flash back a little bit to when everyone was getting their missions from Master Tengen. Yuji and Megumi's task, of course, was to locate Hakari Kinji and try to recruit him as an ally, because they're going to need all the able-bodied sorcerers they can get for the culling games. Tengen informs Yuji and Megumi that Hakari has actually been running a of some sorts in an abandoned parking garage while he's been on suspension. Basically having curse users and sorcerers alike just duke it out for entertainment, which I imagine is enjoyed by upper class non-sorcerers because that's usually your target demographic for violence like that. Megumi is annoyed because this clearly breaks the laws of Jujutsu society, and he also explains during their preparation for the infiltration to Yuji that the only reason they really need him and want him is because of Hakari's strength. He's heard from a lot of the upper seniors that he's really just a good for nothing. Both Yuji and Megumi do a costume change because they can't look like Jujutsu High students when they're approaching Hakari. They don't want to put him on alert. Even though they aren't exactly allies of Jujutsu High right now, Hakari is still on suspension from school, and he's going to be suspicious of anyone in Jujutsu High attire that approaches him just based on that alone. Two goons standing guard at the front of the parking garage notice Yuji and Megumi walking in, and they tell him to scram because, I mean, they're basically 15, they're kids. The one goon tries to intimidate Megumi, but I imagine once you've put your fists up in defense against a demon like Sukuna, no ordinary human really poses a threat to you. The dude throws a punch and Megumi doesn't even flinch. In fact, his hair was getting in his eyes, so Megumi thanked him for the gust of wind. Megumi attempts to get them into the fight club by mentioning that he knows they're down a fighter and that they could use someone to fight for them, going so far as to lie and say that he killed one of the MIA sorcerers. It's really unclear how he got this information because according to the other goon behind the big goon, everything checks out. Believe it or not, this bluff actually plays out perfectly for them because Hakari, who's watching them on security cams, phones into the one goon and tells the big goon that actually they're gonna let them fight. However, Hakari wants to watch Yuji fight as he doesn't trust Megumi for some reason. Megumi's plan is to have Yuji fight in the fight club and advance high enough to get a meeting with Hakari, while Megumi kind of sneaks in, maybe, to get a grasp of the whole situation behind the scenes. Maybe. Because of their suspicions of Megumi for whatever reason, he's not really sure if he's going to be able to sneak in. So they're solely relying on Yuji kind of to gain their trust organically. Remember, they're here to try and recruit Hakari, so they don't want to get into any fights because that's not exactly what they're there for. If they end up fighting each other, that doesn't accomplish anything. We've got 9 days till the Kung game starts, which is plenty of time to get a lot of different perspective on a couple things and maybe fit a couple short mini arcs in between. I mean, as long as they're as entertaining as perfect preparation was, I'm cool with whatever Gege puts in. Cue to later in the night, Yuji's getting ready for his battle, and the one goon is explaining to him that there's not going to be any curse techniques in use because non-sorcerers can't see curse techniques, and the fight is purely about spectacle. We also learn that Hakari likes to fix a lot of the fights and writes some of those scripts for the battles himself. We get this nice double panel of the cutout ceiling for the parking garage for the arena, and we find out Yuji's first opponent is fucking Panda. I was so excited to see this, and I love how the other characters are starting to intersect on their journeys. Just look at how happy Yuji is to see Panda. I fucking love it. I assume Panda is here of his own accord. I mean, he's probably on the run from the school, so it makes sense he would hide in the same place as Hakari. It's great that Panda and Yuji still have love for each other, even after everything that happened over the Shibuya incident. As far as it goes, they're still able to put on an amazing spectacle for the viewers, a great fight, while at the same time secretly exchanging information and being able to get Panda on board with the plan literally on the fly. That's fucking friendship right there. We get a quick cut of our third year students here, and we kind of get a grasp of Hakari's personality. He mentions that the audience isn't having fun in the beginning of the battle because it's obvious that Panda's gonna win and no stray sorcerer can defeat Panda. And he says that luck isn't being tested. He basically says that things aren't fun if you can tell the outcome. But Yuji not only puts on an amazing display of back and forth hand-to-hand combat, because he was able to get Panda in on the plan, he defeats Panda in front of everybody and the crowd goes fucking wild. Panda is a straight clown. But this actually works out perfectly for Yuji because Hakari is now very interested in him and wants to write a script regarding his battle prowess. And it's here that we get the full introduction for both of our Jujutsu High third years, Hakari Kinji and Kirara Hoshi. I still don't know how to feel about Hakari's redesign. It's definitely very off-putting at first, especially since we got an animated version of the scene that shows his prior design. The blonde afro really throws me off. I mean, I know it's a delinquent thing in Japan, but it kind of makes him look like a clown. I don't know, maybe it'll grow on me. Maybe I just need to see him in a panel that's fully like colored and everything to see the full realization by Gege. Kirara, on the other hand, right up my alley, if you know what I mean. That's all I'll say. It's implied by Panda that Kirara is also pretty problematic, and also implied by Hakari, who, depending on your translation, says that she'll provide security or keep tabs on Megumi. It could have something to do with the stars in her eyes, perhaps like a surveillance or a scouting technique, maybe with a little bit of danger tied in. Also, just want to shout out this small feat for our boy Megumi, truly using his 10 Shadows technique to the fullest of its potential, being able to hide in the shadow of this goon so he can eavesdrop on the conversation. The versatility of this technique is not lost on Megumi, and I'm glad he's not one of those shonen characters that has an amazing technique and just has no idea how to use it. The chapter kind of ends here though, with Hakari mentioning over the phone that things are starting to heat up and he's getting a little excited. Same, bro. It's good to have Jujutsu Kaisen back, guys. I'm really excited to see where this little mini arc takes us and what it's gonna show. I want to see what the third year's abilities are, and I want to see how Megumi and Yuji are gonna pull this recruitment out of their ass, because we all know this isn't gonna go well. I think the setup of Hakari running an underground is really great and speaks a lot for his character. I mean, I really like everything about him besides his clown-ass hairstyle. Kirara has great design. I'm excited that we got another third year too. Even though she hasn't really been as hyped up as Hakari has for the length of the series, I'm sure they'll both make important statements in the chapters to come. Anyway, guys, thank you so much if you stayed to the end. I really appreciate it. Watch time is the most important thing that will help grow this channel. If you like the content, please like, comment, and tell me what you thought about this chapter. Comment and tell me I'm ugly. Do anything that will really help this content and channel grow. I appreciate anyone that subscribes to the channel. I really love each and every one of you, and I love making this content. I want to keep doing it. Thank you so much for watching again, and I'll see you in the next one.